Good morning, Bernard.
Good morning, Dr. Priscilla. I'm ready for the lesson Teacher with Gun.
Okay, super. Today we're going to read Teachers with Guns, and this will be from News and Levels. And if you will start to read for me.
Teachers with Guns, Level 3. The 16th of May, 2009. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill last Wednesday which will allow teachers to carry guns at school. After the law goes into effect on October the 1st, school boards will still need to give authorization to their teachers. Teachers who choose to arm themselves will need to undergo at least 144 hours of training and take psychological and drug tests.
Psychological
And drug tests, difficult word, bill, a law, or get a gun.
Okay. Now, what are your opinions of teachers having guns in the school?
Surely it's a question of civilization and the thinking of the inhabitants. And I suppose it's really different from the USA and France. In France, I suppose it's completely, it doesn't seem good to have teachers who have a gun, because normally the school is a place where you can live in peace, and to have a gun, in my opinion, is not a good way to solve the problem in the USA.
I agree. I think the guns are going to create more problems in the school system, even though it is dangerous to have someone come on campus with a gun. Teachers sometimes get upset as well.
Yes, of course.
And with them having a gun, they may more apt use it inappropriately than if they didn't have a gun. And teachers are not as matured as teachers of yesteryear. They're kids themselves, and they think like young people think, that either do as I say or suffer the consequences. So I would be a little leery of having guns in the school. I would be leery of my own self wanting to be trained to carry a gun. Oftentimes, teachers are charged with bringing folders to the classroom, papers. They have so many things in their hands that they may forget to put the gun away. And there is a gun at eye level of a student, and that can create a huge amount of problems. That's what I think. But beginning October 1st, there will be the availability of guns in the schools. Is this in the U.S.? Yeah, Florida, in Florida. Wow. That's kind of scary. Describe the picture for me. Describe the picture that you see for me.
In the picture, we can see two hands who hold the gun in order to train to shoot in a cyber in a features. And that's all. Just a pair of hands. Well, again.
Do you own a gun, Bernard?
No.
Have you ever owned a gun?
No, I never owned a gun.
I've never owned a gun either.
Very few people in France have a gun.
Oh, very few people?
very few. And if they have a gun, normally it must be declared to the police, and
Mhm.
it's really difficult to have the right to have a gun. Very
I
difficult.
see. Oh, I see. So here we have rifles, we have those fast machine guns,
Mm.
and it's legal now for people to wear guns on the streets.
Oh my God.
You know our little store called Walmart?
And a lot of people died every year in the USA because of that.
Yes. But for some reason, we Americans, some Americans love their guns. They want to have their guns. Maybe it's a sign of the times. It's the way that we live. Um,
It's due to the it's due to the remnants of the past. When the Far West was a
mhm.
place where a gun was so important.
Yes, yes, this is true. But we're not living in the wild, wild west
No,
now.
it's finished.
And
But
the thing about the guns, it seems to me that when people want to videotape themselves doing badly, I think there were two occasions that I remember reading about or seeing about on YouTube, not completely. Or was it Facebook? I think it was Facebook, that they were showing how they were killing people. The person who had the gun wanted to videotape the atrocity, and I think that that is not such a good thing. Um, I wonder if this is going to help the governor when it's time to vote. Will he be voted in again? Most likely. Most likely he will. I don't know about Florida though. I don't know what their position is, their disposition as a collective.
or
What do you,
yesterday I heard something in the about the USA on the radio.
what
It
did
was
you
on the news. It was about a new law in Alabama who banish abortion
right? Okay.
unless if the woman could died. If
Okay.
if the
Unless
woman
the woman's life was threatened.
yes, and
Hmm.
if the woman has been raped,
Hmm.
no law. It's impossible for her to
To abort the baby.
abort to abort. And well, I don't know. Of course, it depends of the opinion of everyone. But
Mhm.
it seems strange. It seems to me that it's a backward in the civilization because the women have the right to choose. Uh, of course, it's not a game. It's really important. If a woman is raped, she
Mhm.
must have the right to choose if she wants to keep the baby or not,
Mhm.
in my opinion. But
Yeah, it seems like a strange thing. Those actually women or families that are financially able to have the abortion, they will have the abortion. It's going to be the poor, the ignorant, or the uneducated that will have the babies and will not have the option of aborting them.
yes,
And
and
what,
it's unfair. Okay.
and what really is going to happen, that little clause about the woman's life being in danger, if she has a relationship with her doctor, the doctor is going to say that her life was in danger. Who's to say that her life wasn't in danger? Who's going to question the doctor? So the abortions are still going to be continued. They may slow just a little bit, but not much. Now in Alabama, though, there is a lot of there's a lot of poverty. And I'm not saying that I'm for abortions. I'm not saying that I'm for abortions, but one would think the way that our society behaves, that if these impoverished people are having babies, this just means that there are going to be more impoverished people. Because if you don't train them, if you don't teach the people that are having the babies, who is going to teach the babies that are coming from them? So that would be a question. That would be a question. I believe abortions are wrong. I believe that in certain circumstances, an abortion is okay. But overall, I think people should not have abortions.
Yes, I the same opinion of you.
Yeah. But I also think that people shouldn't have guns. So it's just that just so many things are backwards. The way we vote on certain things, I think that we should have health care. But with the new administration, it has dismantled the free or the affordable care that was in place. This did not impact the senators and the legislators, though. They still get to keep their free insurance that the taxpayers are paying for. The taxpayers, the constituents, we're just not educated collectively. We don't understand how laws are made and how, when certain laws are passed, how these laws impact us. Now, I don't know enough to talk intelligently about it, but it does disturb me. It does disturb me a lot. All right, so let's try to use these vocabulary words. Bill, arm, authorization.
Oh, I can see authorization. Authorization.
Well, authorization is just in the article itself.
Yeah. Okay.
So what are some of the things in your country or authorizations that you may disagree with or think maybe they should not become a bill or law? Can you think of anything in France that is an authorization?
Excuse me.
I think your speed limit might be one. What is the highest speed limit in France?
What is the high speed limit in France? The high speed limit in France was 90 kilometers per hour last year. And this year, there was a new law who reduced the speed limit at only 80 kilometers per hour on the secondary roads. On the big road, on the autoroute, big road with only one way, you can drive at 130 kilometers per hour.
Wow. Do you have very nice roads in France?
We have a lot of high roads.
No, are there a lot of nice roads, good roads?
Yes, we have good roads. We have good roads.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Okay.
But last year, this new law conducted many people to manifest in the street against this new law. And the government actually thinks about to permit the modulation of the law at the right of the area. For example, in my area, the lawmakers are against this new law at 90 kilometers per hour, and the law is abroged. If the law is forbidden, surely will come back at 90 kilometers per hour, because 80 kilometers per hour seems too low.
That's still faster than us. The highest that we have is 70 miles per hour, and kilometers is even higher. So if you're at 80, I'm not really sure, but I think, or 75, maybe it's 75. And there aren't that many places where you can drive 75, but there are a few places here in the U.S. And we have very nice roads as well. We have very nice, in a good many places, especially the highways. The roads are really, really nice. The roads are really nice. All right, I will stop the recording now. Pause.